Hey guys, it's Moon. Just a short today. I've got 4 potatoes. They are ready to harvest. I've already harvested, I don't know, maybe a couple pounds, 2-3 pounds. I cooked some up with, or canned some up with some green beans, and then I just cooked some up. But let me show you the other ones that I still have. Oops, it'll work. So yeah, they're getting there. They're almost done. These here, I actually had to cover up. The potatoes were coming through, so I had to cover up. And then I've got more here. Then this little guy popped up just a few days ago. Okay, more than a few days ago, but now I have to hill that up because that's obviously, look at the greens. This is the later tomato or potato. So when I was planting some kale, I found another potato that came up. There must have been a seed or something still there. Let me show you. So that's the potato, that's the kale, but I'm going to let it keep growing and we'll see what happens. So let's check out these potatoes. I'll show you what I get. If I'm being honest, I really don't expect much from these potatoes this year. Just the other potatoes I harvested, I think I was just a little too excited and I wasn't patient enough to let them finish. But anyways, I don't know. We're gonna give it a go and we'll see. All right, so this is what we have. Little disappointed, but hey, a little is better than none. This here would have been some red potatoes, but let me explain that. So these little guys right here. Now the reason I harvested them because the greens were dead. I guess if I like looked a little bit more closely, they weren't all that dead, but I thought they were. So they had a lot more time to go. But I've been learned quite a few things this season about the potatoes. I'm on my phone, so I'm really not sure where to look here. I'm sorry. The green grow bags, let me show you. These are pretty darn big. They're like 10-gallon. Anyway, last year I grew in the buckets and in the green grow bags. So a couple of things. Last year I had a very successful year. I did over 50 pounds of potatoes. I'm not going to make 50 pounds this year. Got a little bit of soil in my coffee. Yum. Anyway, so one of the first things I learned is the sun, how important the sun is for your potatoes. I had most of those in the back garden and they didn't do so well. They were practically dead. I thought they were dying. I thought there was like a worm or something eating the foliage. I brought them up to my middle garden here in the center, and with more sun, all the greens came back and they're full. You saw them, they're over there. Those were the first batch. These potatoes right here that I just showed you, those are the second batch of potatoes actually. Now those over there, I just showed you a few minutes ago, those are almost done. But I also learned last year I must have been a little bit better with the watering. I found that in the 5-gallon blue buckets, I have found that they're just a little bit, the soil is just a little bit too moist. So I'm thinking I need to make my drainage holes, while there are many drainage holes, I don't think they are big enough. So I'm going to have to fix some of those issues. I have a lot of buckets. They're not all done like that, but any that are small, I think that I need to make a little bit bigger so there's better drainage. So as I found, very, very wet soil, as where these, not so much. But I also learned, I mean, to me it felt hotter than last year. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I think I think I just must have done better as far as watering, because I really do feel that the green felt bags where the soil was a little bit drier, and that could be, I am watering, but maybe I wasn't watering enough. I'm looking at these potatoes here. Well, I'm happy that I grew them. Ideally, for these kind of 5 and 10 gallon bags, there should have been at least 5 pounds of potatoes there. Nothing like last year. Last year, I was over the moon with 50 pounds of potatoes, and that was 2 batches. I had like 20 pounds of potatoes in one batch and 30 pounds in another batch. They're on my last year's video list. But anyway, thanks for listening to me blab away. But lessons learned, sun, huge deal. And the buckets, you really need to make sure you have good drainage holes, because the soil was just really wet, and the other one, it seemed very dry. So very important to water, and water well. Okay, so I didn't leave yet. Anyway, I just want to say, so this year is not my year in potatoes, but I will say I'm having a fantastic year with the okra. I have enough okra put up for us to have all winter long. So this year, that's where it's at for me. And of course, the tomatoes, doing fabulous. I still have tomatoes growing right now. It's getting down to the end of the wire, but potatoes, not the gold star this year, maybe next year. But keep on, right?